All right, so if you're a developer who uses an AI copilot, you know that feeling, right? That frustration when you get a totally useless response. Well, today we are going to fix that. We're going to dive deep into the art of crafting the perfect prompt, especially for React Native, so you can turn that AI from a kind of clueless intern into a real senior level partner.
I mean, have you ever asked your AI copilot for, say, a component, and what you get back is just super generic? Or even worse, code that totally ignores the tech stack you're actually using. It's a huge pain, and it really feels like the AI just isn't listening.
But here's the secret, okay? The problem, it usually isn't the AI. It's the prompt. And the really good news is that is a problem we can absolutely solve. So over the next few minutes, we're going to seriously level up your prompt game. You're going to become a power prompter.
So we're going to treat this like a journey, you know? We'll go through 3 distinct levels of prompt crafting, starting right at the beginning with the absolute fundamentals. First up, level 1, the beginner. And look, don't let the name fool you. This isn't about writing baby prompts. This is all about laying a solid foundation. The main goal here is just crystal clear intent for a straightforward task.
Okay, check this out. This is a perfect example of a great beginner prompt. See how it doesn't just say, hey, formatted 8? No way. It gets specific. It tells the AI the exact format it wants, DDMMYYY. It even names the library to use, datefns, and tells it how to handle bad dates. That level of detail? That's your baseline for getting good code back.
So really, there are 3 key things to a solid beginner prompt. First, a clear task. You got to state exactly what you want to get rid of any guesswork. Second, a specific outcome. You need to define what success looks like that date format. And third, simple constraints. Mentioning a library like datefns stops the AI from picking some random tool you don't want. You're not just hoping for the best here. You're giving clear, direct orders.
All right, you ready to level up? Let's talk about level 2, the intermediate prompter. This is where we go beyond those simple one-off functions and start adding the kind of technical context you need to build real components that actually fit into your app.
And this comparison right here shows the jump perfectly. On one side, you have make a login form. I mean, that's a total gamble, right? Who knows what you'll get? But the intermediate prompt, by calling out libraries like React Hook Form, that's not just a request anymore, it's a technical spec. You've basically gone from crossing your fingers to being the director.
And here is that full prompt in all its glory. Look at this. We're not just throwing library names out there. We're defining the fields, how validation should work, how to handle errors, and even the nitty-gritty of keyboard behavior. We are literally painting a complete picture for the AI to work from.
So the principles here at the intermediate level, it's all about context. You have to specify your tech stack, you need to define the behavior, how it should feel for the user, and you got to set the environment. When you do all that, you're handing the AI the project's blueprint. And that, my friends, is the difference between getting some random snippet from the internet and getting a component that's pretty much ready for production.
And that brings us to the final level. Level 3, the advanced prompter. This is where your role completely changes. You're not just a requester anymore, you're the architect. You're using the AI to tackle the really tough problems. We're talking performance bottlenecks, major refactors, and complex debugging.
Just look at this prompt. The most important word here is optimize. We're not asking the AI to build something from scratch. We're giving it an existing problem, a janky flat list, and telling it how to solve it by using memoization and pagination. This is a high-level strategic command. The big idea here is a total shift in your mindset. At this advanced level, you have to provide deep context about the problem. You need to impose performance constraints, demanding specific techniques, and you focus on refinement. Your whole vocabulary changes from create to fix, refactor, and optimize. You're not just asking for code anymore. You're directing a complex engineering task.
So after going through all 3 levels, what's the big takeaway? Well, we can actually boil everything we've learned down into one powerful, reusable template. Seriously, think of this as your secret weapon, your checklist for crafting a perfect prompt every single time.
And here it is, this template. This is your recipe for success. You start with the core task. Then you lay the technical groundwork with libraries, platform, and language. You tell it the exact output you want. And then, and this is where the magic really happens, you add that final layer of professional polish with constraints.
Yeah, let's just zoom in on that last one, constraints, for a second, because it is so powerful. This is where you spell out all those non-functional requirements. You can demand things like buttery smooth performance, don't block the main thread, or you can insist on accessibility standards. This is how you go from good code to truly professional grade code.
So let's put it all together. Let's see this template in action. We've got a clear task, a custom animated heart button. We specify our libraries, reanimated, and gesture handler. We say it's for both platforms using TypeScript, and then we drop that killer constraint. Ensure smooth performance without blocking the main thread. I mean, come on. A prompt that's this well structured, it's almost guaranteed to spit out something amazing.
Wow. Okay, so we have covered a lot of ground today, right? We've gone from simple requests all the way up to providing architectural guidance. But this journey isn't over. Really, this is just the beginning of you using your AI Copilot as a true, honest-to-goodness partner in your daily work.
Think about it. You've gone from asking for basic functions to directing complex, high-stakes optimizations. You now have the entire toolkit to make your AI Copilot work for you, instead of the other way around.
And all of this leads to one final and I think most important question. Now that you have these skills, the friction between your idea and the actual code, it's lower than it has ever been. So I'm just going to leave you with this thought. Now that you can prompt better, what are you going to go out and build?